someone feels like you're one soul in two bodies. Like the energy that I'm getting here is magical. Okay, so there is a pull that brings you together that is really otherworldly. It is, you can't rationally explain it. And it gives the energy of a soul connection, of a counterpart, you know? It's giving twin flame, because what I was seeing was that your souls collided in such a way that you were really crashing into each other. You were crashing into this unexpectedly. Like you were not seeing anything before. Like it happened out of the blue and your life was changed forever. Like suddenly you were on this journey that you were like, oh, wait a minute, did I really order this? Did I really manifest this? But I do feel that yes, in a way you did, because I was seeing like roads, like earlier, okay, before I channeled this message, I saw a photo on my feed and there was a poster in the background and it said all roads. And then I had this sentence on my mind where it's like all roads led to you. And I'm seeing that all these roads, you know, everything in your life led you to this moment. So you were always destined to meet this person. You were always meant to meet them in some sort of way, but the timing was kind of unsure, you know, that kind of depended on you. And something within you has kind of planted this, you know, you were kind of setting an intention to meet someone, maybe not really manifesting it, but maybe you're like, I wish I could have a real soul connection, and boom, it happened, you know. This was really something that can be described as just a crashing into each other. And ever since, you've been inseparable. And it does feel weird in the beginning because you're like, you can't explain it. Your mind, your logical mind can't explain the connection. And there is a significance of time here. So there are kind of two things that I'm picking up on. The first thing that I'm picking up on is when you met, doesn't have to be physically. It could also be you saw them for the first time or, you know, online, whatever. When you met, it was like a time lapse or time was standing still. And it felt like only you and them exist. It was like in a movie, okay? It was really incredible, like magical, unbelievable. And then on the other hand, I'm sensing that this was happening at exactly the right time, at exactly this moment in life. Like your life was really on the verge of something major and you weren't really in a good place. You weren't really in the perfect, healthy place in your life. And there was kind of like a downward, like motion where you were, you know, when you have a moment in your life where you can take many different directions, and depending on the direction you take, you don't know it yet at that point in time, but you know it's going to change your entire life. You can sense it. And this was when you met that person. Like it was really intense. And I do have a couple of messages from them that I'd like to read it to you. The first thing that came through, which is really sweet, is I can't stop thinking about you, about us. You're the one I see a future with no matter what it looks like right now. All I want is you in my arms. So this person is definitely thinking about you a lot, and not only just briefly thinking about you, they're really fantasizing about you. They do see something in you where it's like, I would really love to experience this connection in the physical. And you know, we can sense, I don't know how to explain it, but in that journey we can sense when someone's soul is reaching out to us, even before someone physically reaches out to you, because telepathy is an energetic connection and it happens on the level of your consciousness, which means no matter what is going on currently between you, whether you're in no contact or you're not texting, whatever, you have no opportunity to meet them physically, your souls are already communicating. And when you get really quiet and calm, you can tap into their energy and they can deliver you messages through all kinds of ways. That can be through dreams or synchronicities, signs, angel numbers, or music even. And if you'd like to tap into these messages yourself, if you would like to know how to do this, because you don't have to be psychic to receive messages from your counterpart, you just have to open up to those subtle energies, then you can check out my thought transmission workbook. It's linked down below. I have countless exercises that I collected over my own twin flame journey to help you overcome no contact, bond with your person through thought transmission, and also strengthen this from a perspective of unconditional love, because you can not only send thoughts or words, you can really send your whole energetic blueprint. This is also why you can sometimes feel the energy. So you might sense, it's kind of odd because it is very unusual. You can sense them around you. So you might sense when you wake up in the morning or when you go to bed at night, it might be as if your twin flame is with you, even though you're alone in the room. Or at times where you feel really discouraged, really sad, you might feel their presence comforting you. And that is their energy reaching out to you. That is what I mean with this soul bond. So it's kind of like, it's really sweet because they are already with you every day, even though you're not physically together. And that is really something to hold on to, especially when you're in separation. Now, there is another thing, eyes I can't escape from. When this person looks at you, looks into your eyes, they are taken out. They're in another realm. They're in another dimension. Like your eyes, they are not only activating them spiritually, so they really unlock past life memories. They are going almost like into a trance is what I'm seeing. When you're getting a little dizzy, but still you feel good and warm and comforted, like held. This is how they feel. They're having a spiritual awakening when they're looking into your eyes, and they love to do it. It gives them such a rush, like a good feeling. And it's almost like when they look into your eyes, they forget everything around them, and it gives them the best feeling ever. Then we have something else with your eyes. Thank you for showing me the world through your eyes. They really appreciate getting a whole different view. Like they were able to see everything through your eyes, and that has taught them so much. You have taught me love and patience. You've shown me what this life truly is about. And this is what you've done for them. I want you to acknowledge it. You were the reason and the catalyst for their spiritual awakening. Meeting you triggered something within them that was beyond comprehension, like beyond, okay? And as someone who's going through this myself, it's, for some time now, I can really tell you, sometimes for someone who's not very spiritually attuned, it can be very overwhelming because in the beginning, you don't know what's going on. You feel like you're going crazy. Me, someone who has seen spirits as a child and who's been always very spiritual, even for me, it's been challenging at times because I felt as if I was going crazy. So I just want you to know that if your twin flame or counterpart is sometimes they seem distant or they seem, pulling back their energy, don't take it personally, okay? Don't think that it's because they don't love you anymore. That's not the case. For me, this is what I feel deeply is a twin flame will always love you. The love that your twin flame has for you is eternal, boundless, limitless, and unconditional, and can They will not pull it away. They would never just, do something to make you feel bad, or, they don't want to hurt you. Their soul, when we're talking about their soul, not what they're doing in the 3D, their ego mind, but their soul is only wants to love you. Okay, so I don't know if that makes sense, but that was something that I channeled. So a tip that I have from you is to tune into this connection through your heart center. So you're called to strengthen the bond between you, not by looking at the circumstances, at your physical reality, what's going on currently, are things progressing? How is this gonna unfold and everything, going through this from a logical perspective, but more so tuning into unconditional love, because that is the core of your connection. So if you do want an exercise that is going to help you to it's like, you can imagine it like a string that connects you, a string of energy, then you can check out my workbook. It will be super helpful, especially in separation. Now, another thing that came up was, please believe me when I say, this is a message from your twin flame. Please believe me when I say that I feel so drawn to you. I feel closer to you than I have to anyone else. It's as if you understood me without saying a word. No matter how far we are apart, I'm always with you. And I want you to really tune into what that means, or how does that feel for you to know that your twin flame, your counterpart, is always with you every day, because they're energetically always there. And this illusion of separation, where we're overly focused on being at no contact, that is causing the most suffering in this connection, is when you're like, well, they're not there. But what if you could see it from the perspective of, I feel it, I feel that love in my heart, and I allow this love that I have to carry me through every day, like an anchor, like a thread, like something that can really truly never be broken, and is really protected. It's like in a safe. It's protected from any external influences. Another thing that was coming through heavily is that truly this connection you have transcends time and space, transcends anything in the physical, okay? And there is a song that I channeled. It's one of my all-time favorite songs. It came to me in the beginning of my own twin flame journey, and it is Savage Garden, I Knew I Loved You, and the lyrics, it's just a part of it. In your eyes, I see my future in an instant. So they definitely had this soul recognition. It's like when you look into that person's eyes and you're like taken out. It's like you're for a second, you're like, am I in a dream? What is going on? This is like in a movie, when you look at them and everything comes crashing down, but that is because your soul is remembering, and that can be very exciting, but also a little bit scary at times. So this is what I'm channeling, is that they definitely had this moment of soul recognition. And the lyrics go on with, I knew I loved you before I met you. I think I dreamed you into life. I knew I loved you before I met you. I've been waiting all my life. And that kind of goes along with this analogy of the road, all roads that led to you, because I've recently been contemplating about this myself, where it's like, there are so many wrong turns, quote unquote, that I took in my own life, where I was later really questioning, like, what have I done with my life? It could have been different. But then there's this one person, and they change everything, and they show you what real love is all about. And if it weren't for all the wrong turns that you took, you wouldn't have met them. So every road you took led you to that moment. And it might not make perfect sense right now the way it is in the physical, but I want to remind you to really drop into what your soul and your heart already know, because your soul kind of is tapped in. Your soul, your heart and soul are tapped into what your mind can't even comprehend. So that's just a quick reminder here. So let's go to the songs that I channeled. Well, the ultimate twin flame song probably is Mirrors by Justin Timberlake. Then we have By Your Side by Sade. I Know I Loved You by Savage Garden. And this is from Dirty Dancing. It's a great movie as well. It's Hungry Eyes by Eric Carmen. Kind of reminds me, you know, like this is a connection that really is very much in the eyes. I don't know how to explain it, but a tip from me is really to sit and look into your counterpart's eyes and just allow their soul to talk to you through this way, you know, and take back your logical thinking, okay? For a second, don't even think. Don't think about affirmations. Don't think about influencing their mind or anything like it. Just allow yourself to be. And just, there's sort of like an energetic current that is created, okay? Where it's like you allow them to give you a message, to receive their energy, and you also send your energy. And you can also send your counterpart love and just this gratitude about that connection for your love, you know? That is all part of my workbook. I'm really excited to share this with you guys because it helped me tremendously on my own journey. And if you don't want to miss out on more videos like these, then please subscribe and I'll see you around in the next one.